everyone. I'm just making sure I am live, guys. Just telling my team. Hello, people out there. Hope everyone is well. Please feel free to jump on. It's Emma from Ungex here. I'm a Demodex care consultant. So please jump on, please join. Sorry, just making sure everything's okay. So Ungex, reclaim your skin the right way. That is us, guys. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, my name's Emma and I'm a Demodex care consultant at Ungex. Skin mites, very random but very real. So this is us, guys. If you haven't seen us before, you may have inadvertently stumbled across us. If you're suffering with Demodex mites, we find that a lot of people out there, you become your own researcher, unfortunately, due to a very big lack of awareness of how to treat skin mites globally and in the medical field. So today I'm going to run through, I'll touch on our website quickly. So this is us. This is all about what we do, all about Demodex mites. We will have a live video tomorrow with our new care consultant, Vivian, who's just started with us. So that's going to be exciting. So we will be doing live weekly videos again. I haven't done one in a while. So, and we'll also be live on Instagram too. We'll go every week, and you can jump on Instagram, see our live videos there, and me and Viv will have some discussions about some frequently asked questions. There's a lot when it comes to having Demodex mites. Unfortunately, I'm sure you guys have plenty out there. So please feel free to jump on our website, as I said, if you haven't already. This is all about Demodex mites. So what are Demodex mites? They are absolutely horrible. They are a microscopic parasite that live under the hair follicles and in our oil glands. So if you go through our site, we've got some great content across here. You can also subscribe to us across YouTube, Instagram. There's a Pinterest page with probably there's a lot of scary images of the microscopic parasites under the microscope there. So, and this is a video here to show you exactly what they are and what they do. So you can look at that. This is also on our YouTube channel, which you can click on. Our YouTube channel. So there's a lot of great content across our YouTube, guys. So lots of videos there. It's our visual catalog as well, which I did a run through of. So we also have a blog. So please jump on. This is always, the mites never stop biting, and we never stop learning about mites as well. So this is all about us, our company. It's about the founder and creator of Ungex, who was suffering from Demodex himself. So at first hand, we know what we're doing. We've been in business since 2011, and we also have won the Best Invention Award for our PDT spray in 2012. So, which has also been it has been tested for antiviral properties. So that's our PDT, just to quickly show you our strongest product. So anyway, going back to the start with Demodex mites, one way to find out, and the most common question we get asked, is how do I know if I have them? And one simple factor is if you've had any ongoing skin problems, such as acne, rosacea, blepharitis, itching is a number one indication that they're on the skin. Scratching, redness of the skin, dandruff, hair loss. So this is all of the different types of problems that they can cause. And so they primarily eat our oil, our sebum, which helps our hair to grow and our skin to grow. And another way to find out is you can also do our quiz. So if you just jump on our quiz here. So this little quiz, it doesn't take long. It takes like 5 minutes, not even that. But I thought I'd break down today. I know a lot of people ask, and I've done this before, if you've probably already seen my videos, why do we ask these questions and what does that determine? Because Demodex mites themselves are microscopic. So, we've got to remember microscopic means micro. Just because you can't see something with the naked eye, which you can't with Demodex, doesn't mean it's not real. So I think that's just a big thing that a lot of people come to me and talk about is that, just because I can't physically see it, it doesn't mean it's not there. And a lot of the times, Demodex, they can release bacteria as well as dead bodies. So there can be definitely parts that are visible to the eye. It's generally debris and bacteria that you can see on the skin. But I do know some people have pulled off like really, really big fat ones that have eaten a lot, or, you can actually see dead bodies and dead skin cells as well. So, so this is our test. So I'm just going to do a little run through today. So there's a lot of factors that can, I call myself a mighty, that can really determine why they love you or why you have so many. So they are a very common mite. Everyone on earth does have them. We do have microscopic parasites and, organisms living in our body. That's just us as being humans. But unfortunately, because they're so common, they just get overlooked all the time. I know people out there go to dermatologists and get turned away or get told that, it's all in your head, you're crazy, which is horrible. It's very disheartening and, it makes the situation not just physically demanding, but takes a mental and emotional toll as well. So these mites, these parasites, they're not so much of an issue when there's like one or two of them on the skin, but when there's a heap of them on the skin, that's when they can cause all these issues. So from the test, we ask, what symptoms are you suffering with? So just to also touch on, what we find is people go to a lot of, skin specialists, dermatologists, and what they really see and what they treat in their field is symptoms. So they know how to treat skin symptoms. They just don't know how to effectively treat skin mites. So they'll give you a lot of topical creams and ointments, and look, that can alleviate and help some of those symptoms. But what we find is that they become an ongoing issue, which means there is something present there, and it's most likely a skin mite or some type of parasite. Not just that, there's like 65 different types of mites in the mite family, so you could potentially be dealing with a lot of things. Anyway, I go into a whole world of mites. So from this, we just simply ask what you're suffering with, so what your symptoms are. A lot of the time with Demodex, is the unknown. They can cause so many strange things as well. Like, I know one lady spoke to me and she had green stuff coming off her skin as well. So crawling sensations, pimples. Rosacea is a really sensitive skin condition, as well as blepharitis. Definitely itching. They do cause large poring, which is recently I've had a lot of people that have had large pores simply because they eat away at the oil helping those pores. So they become enlarged and then sebaceous and infected. They can cause facial discoloration. I know a lot of people get almost like they look like they've aged overnight as well, because they're essentially draining your skin of all that good oil. So yes, they can cause a lot of these horrible things. So Hair loss, definitely. We say that the scalp and the skin is much like a garden. So, you know, I'll go into that a bit later on another question. But basically, we've got to get rid of the pests in your garden so your hair can grow again. Okay, so does anyone else in the household have the same symptoms? So Demodex themselves, they are contagious. They do transfer from skin to skin contact through the oils in the skin. So, but that's not to say that I have had people, they live with other people and, you know, they're like, I don't get it. Why am I suffering, but the rest of my family not? There could be other factors like your immune system is really poor, you have a better skin tolerance, or you're just unfortunately quite a magnet. So we do have a whole family that we need to treat, and sometimes it's just a singular person. So in terms of, I just want to go back. Ooh, is it letting me go back? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to. Oh, I've got lost. Yeah, sorry. In terms of, I just wanted to touch on, okay, sorry, train of thought on a lot of people in the same household experiencing the same symptoms. So just to share a customer, it's actually a few customer treatment stories. We have some customers that are more environmental, that more so than skin. So their skin is actually quite good, but it doesn't mean you're still getting attacked by something. So generally what we find is that people in the household, especially if you're a family, you all have the same genetic makeup, right? I'm by no means a scientist, but just from learning my job and listening to people's stories and finding those common similar things, is that, you know, if you're a family, you all potentially, you know, you have that same genetic code, you have that same skin type, you're most likely to be more of a magnet, the whole family. But say, for example, if you're living with complete strangers, you know, it's more, and you're experiencing symptoms, that is more so on the environmental side of things, if that makes sense. Because there's, you know, dust mites, bed bugs, scabies, and those sort of bird mites, they can attack, they come on quite quickly, whereas Demodex is quite, it's still aggressive, but not as aggressive as some of those environmental mites. So anyway, that's just touch on some people that have conditions that are more environmental. And that's, you know, we specifically treat for Demodex on the skin, but the products will still definitely help any other nasties that love the skin. So I just wanted to touch on that because I know people with Demodex, what we find is you don't just have Demodex, you've probably got a plethora of other things that love you as well. So as I said, Demodex feed primarily off sebum, the oil in our skin. So what we find is like maybe you have been naturally oily as well. If you tend to be your skin's more oilier, it does mean that you're unfortunately more of a feast for them. You're producing more oil. Or maybe you started out, like your skin was naturally oily, but now due to age and other things that have been going on, it's becoming dry. So there is a real fine line with the oils in our skin. If it is really dry and your skin is absolutely cactus, you're at that end of the spectrum where they love you as well because your skin has no natural defense barriers. So it's already very vulnerable, so they see that as a bit of a green light as well. So it's a bit of a catch-22 with skin mites. You can't seem to, it's very complex is what I was trying to say. Okay, so we ask you this because a lot of people don't realize, sorry, I'm just having a drink of water, that what you're doing on your skin could actually really be causing a lot of feeding them, potentially. So you don't realize you're doing it because you're so used to, doing your own regime, trying to figure out why the hell am I itching so much, but still going, still putting moisturizers, makeups on, sunscreen, essential oils, mascaras, etc., etc. So a lot of like hair conditioners, all this stuff, natural oils, other creams, makeups, they just have a percentage of oil-based properties. And basically it's mite food. So a lot of the time people don't realize, we ask you, what have you been using on your skin? And anything that moisturizers, creams especially, that it is just mite food. So if you have been using a lot of these things on your skin, it is most likely that you have been feeding them without realizing. We do recommend coconut oil on the skin because it doesn't feed the mites and that gets the nourishment to your skin. But if you have, if this all applies to you, you've probably been feeding them and giving them a nice, expensive feast, especially for, people that are using like beautiful, expensive anti-aging products. It's kind of just going to waste because you're feeding them, and all that, the nice products and all that, the stuff that they created the products for is just mite food. So same again, I personally prefer natural over chemical. That's not to say I do use a lot of chemical stuff, especially I dye my hair every 2 seconds, which you've probably seen on my videos. But same again, there's a lot of natural products are more so, of course, a lot more gentler on the skin, but just anything natural or chemical, more so chemical can really dry out your skin. Natural is, of course, more gentler on the skin, but can also have those oils to feed them. So, yeah, it's a fine line. So what's the usual water temperature when you shower? So we ask this question because a lot of people don't realize that a common thing that people talk about is heat. Heat can kill Demodex. I'll put my clothes in the washing machine at 5 million degrees, and same with the drying. I'll just dry and sheets like for hours on end. Well, that's probably going to cost you a lot of money anyway. But for not really much, it's not killing the mites pretty much because Demodex love heat. They humid, more hotter conditions are just more favourable for them to breed and live in. So, say for example, like if you're always having a hot shower and it's summertime, they're acting up more because they love heat and breeding. It is most likely that you've created your body to be a really nice environment for them to have a party in. You've created your own biodome for mites. So this can also really impact everything else. If you're feeding them, using all that stuff, it will just, the heat doesn't do anything in terms of killing the mites. Of course, anything at high temperatures will kill something, but essentially Demodex are really, really hard to kill. That's basically, why we're here, because you've got to effectively kill Demodex. If it was curable, we wouldn't exist, but I'd like to think, and we have, check out the testimonials. It takes time, especially with high infestations. So anyway, sorry, I go on way too many tangents. So it's really good to finish showers with cold water, and that's something we go over in the treatment process because it helps to remove that excess heat from the body. So, if you're doing a hot shower, you just kind of on the higher side of just making yourself more of a host for them. So cleansers, it is a common mistake that people do. You know, we just do it generally. I know I used to do it. I still do it. Luckily, I don't have, you know, anywhere Demodex infestations that you guys out there have. So with cleansing, I know a lot of people with skin mites, you just want to wash and wash and wash until your face washes off, basically. But if you're cleansing like every day, every night, day and night, 3 times a day, it is a high probability that your skin is really dry, for one. And the cleansers in general are made to clean the skin. So, you know, the more washing you do of your skin, as well as shampooing it for the scalp, the more you are going to make yourself susceptible to populations getting higher. Because when your skin's dried out, you just don't have any defense barriers left in your skin. So yeah, a lot of people, you're probably already doing this. So if you're doing that all the time, same again, as I said, shampoos. You can really just overwash the hair and scalp. You know, I think this, I know it's hard to put common sense into place when you're suffering with high infestations, but, you know, if you're washing your hair every single night and every day, every morning, and same with the face, you know, you've got to realize, why is my scalp so dry? Why is my skin so dry? So you're not only like, we get it, but it just puts you way more susceptible for the mites to just grow in numbers, grow in populations, and keep laying eggs, and these life cycles just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So, you know, it is complex, and a lot of these things could be why you have like a large infestation. So same again, if you're washing like, you know, 5 to 7 times a week. If you're not washing at all, same thing. It's kind of like the other end of the spectrum. So if you're not washing you know, it's good to, of course, not wash all the time. So the skin natural oils are there to like help your skin grow and your hair grow. But if you're more oilier, you start to get a buildup of bacteria and dirt. So then it becomes at that, you know, because you're not washing, you're getting more dirt, you're getting more buildup. The pores start to get clogged or infected as well. So it's a bit of a catch-22, as I said, when it comes to mites. You've really got to find that fine balance. And look, that's just personally from everyone I speak to, you know, and I get why you want to clean all the time, just to get the mites off your skin. So I might just go less on ever and see what this comes up with. So as I said, you know, we have had people, everyone's completely different. The hardest answer to give to people is, when will I get better? You know, we wish it was that easy to answer, but it's a hard thing to answer because there's so many things that can impact and we have to factor in during this treatment time. So if you've had these issues for like 2 years, and we have definitely have customers that have more than 1 year, it just means that the problems have been ongoing, and it means that the Demodex are present. So even if you've only, you know, it's only popped up in the past 3 months, just ongoing means that there potentially are these higher numbers aiding to your skin issues, simply because of what you've been doing from the other questions we've asked. So it can be very, very horrible, as I'm sure you all know. So Demodex are the most active at night. I'm sure a lot of people out there don't get much sleep at all. Demodex are essentially nocturnal. So it's not to say that, you know, you don't feel sensations throughout the day. It's just that nighttime is the right time for them to come out under the hair follicles and breed and mate. So, if you're not getting a lot of sleep as well, that can really impact your stress levels, your immune system. It's all connected. So I know a lot of people with mites are unfortunately in that bracket. Same again. So if you're not getting much sleep, that's just going to make the situation so much worse. Here's that one. Again, we ask about stress. Stress is the biggest impact. We know that it's not easy living with mites at all. It's very disabling. It's very isolating. And a biggest part of our protocol is to just keep laughing and keep happy, because at the end of the day, they can be controlled, and that's why we're here, to get them under control and to a manageable level, and it's really up to you guys at the end. So if you're a highly stressed person, your skin is going to, I truly believe anything that we have going on internally or mentally does come out in our body. It does come out in our skin. I know that when I'm more nervous or frustrated, I pick and scratch at my skin. So, I know for all those pickers out there, it's really hard not to do, but just try and keep calm and carry on as best as you can, try and do the things that you love, or, I know a lot of people, they feel like they'll never get their life back when it comes to Demodex, but you will, and it takes time, and at the end of the day, if you can put that into practice, they're just skin mites. That's probably my biggest, most important parting words. So I know I've got a customer, he has rosacea, and rosacea in itself is a highly sensitive skin condition, and we helped clear these mites of rosacea, but he's a highly stressed person. So, a lot of the time Demodex can be really silver lining to underlying factors. So, for this customer we had, a patient we had, we cleared his skin of mites. Basically, we got it to those very low numbers where he could hardly feel them anymore. It took about 5 to 6 months, but he stuck with our protocol. He did it, and at the end of it, we cleared his skin of mites, but he still had that redness and rosacea because he was a highly stressed person. So, and then it makes you go, okay, well, skin mites, Demodex mites can be, I guess, a catalyst to look at other issues in your immune system and other things going on. So, mental health, it does play, as I said, it plays that massive impact. Exercise, if you're not really exercising or moving around the house, there's a high possibility that, because they do live off the skin for 52 hours, so especially if you're sitting on the lounge, like I do a lot, you're a couch potato, likely you're just consistently reinfesting yourself, because they do live off our skin, especially in the bedding, sheets and pillows. That's something we go over in treatment as well. So, if you're not getting out enough, well, if you're not exercising is so good for the immune system as well. So, everything, as I said, everything's quite connected when it comes to having Demodex. So, I definitely need to do more. There you go, I'll click that one. And Demodex are not ageist at all. We treat littlies, even newborn babies, pregnant ladies as well, something we'll touch on tomorrow on our live with Vivian. Our products are completely safe for everyone. So Demodex, 60 plus people, and then, 80s, 90s. It's they just go for anyone. So select your age group. And this is one of the big deciding factors as well. What we do find is that even I still get blown away by what Demodex can do every day, and even really super healthy people, they still have Demodex, they still have sensations on their heads. But what we find is that when you have a strong immune system, your treatment time has a higher successful rate, and it's quicker. Sorry, your treatment time can be quicker when you have a very good immune system. Like I've had people that they just have some rosacea, or look, they've had scalp problems or issues in their head, and it's gone with them in a month, mainly because they've got a really strong immune system. So people with that really compromised immune system, it just makes sense as to why, unfortunately, you just become a magnet to these horrible hosts. So immune system is very important. Also, any medication or antibiotics as well, if you are on them, that can just really impact the immune system as well. So another reason as to why, going back to that immune system, it's vulnerable, it's just, you're just more susceptible to Demodex going, yay, everything, all your barriers are down, we're just going to go hell for leather. So all these things can just really, that's why we ask them, basically. Same again, if you've got really a lot of issues going on, I know there's a lot of, I really feel for you guys with a lot of health issues going on, it can really impact too. So, you're not only dealing with mites, you're dealing with your health, everything. So the diet, we know what's good and bad for us. If you're on I know for myself, far out, you eat crap food, you feel crap. So, when you're on a healthy diet, you've got every tool in your belt, so to speak, to effectively treat them and get on top of them. So processed sugary foods, they're just bad. I do know there is a common link. I know a lot of people out there doing research. Gut health is really important. I know a lot of people, sugar, when people, and people will talk about it tomorrow, sugar, I know a lot of people, I keep repeating myself here, sorry, sugar is really bad for us. So a common question I've been asked is, when I have a wine or when I have sugary foods, the mites flare up. So look, I'm not, a scientist, but there are a lot of links to gut health, and our foods and what we put in our body can definitely play that role. Demodex are internal, they don't go internal. That is most likely an internal parasite, even though they do feel like they burrow through your skin, but they live under our hair follicles and on the surface of our skin. So, but of course, anything that we put in our body has an effect. So, good habits, bad habits, laughter, you might do all of these. Sad music. Where do I have that one? It's really funny. We ask what habits are you doing? Smoking is really bad for us. Smoking is really bad for our skin. I just keep laughing at sad music. I like a bit of sad music from time to time. But definitely we promote laughter and happy music and all these things. So at least 2 times per week. Okay, we'll just select them all. Employment. So if you stay at home, you're at home a lot. I know during COVID we were more at home, so we had Demodex never stopped. If you're at home more, you may be just higher at risk because you're in the same spot a lot. Evening to midnight shift. I know a lot of my customers, they do night shift work, and they feel way more sensations at night, which is absolutely horrible. Oh, I did. There we go. Now, your email address, and this is where you will get the results. Okay. Now, look, I know, I know people out there, they don't want to give their number. We totally get it. We have an excellent privacy policy because, talking about your skin is really personal. That's why we created these groups, to give you guys a platform. So, we're more than happy. Please put in your phone number, because we generally give you a courtesy call just to have a chat. We know half the time, you guys out there, you just need someone to talk to that gets it, and that's us. So, it's nothing new to us, and we understand. So I think that's the biggest part between Ungex and a lot of other treatments out there, because, we're not here to sell you something and say, see you later. That's not our ethos, our moral standing. Because we care. We know how hard it is, and it's horrible. So please put what country you're in. Demodex are global, so yeah, terrible. Okay. Also, you're not doing yourself a favor if you put in bogus numbers or bogus information, because we're just here to help, and we offer free phone consultations, totally obligation free. Okay, and so you'll get this on your email address. That, just from everything you filled out in the quiz, can really determine that you're on the dangerous side. So that is a high level infestation, head to toe, a lot of issues going on. Then you can click on the recommendations. This is probably quite a long quiz. I don't know if it shows you where you score in terms of the density in the populations. So from there, you'll get an email from us, one of our care consultants, most likely myself or Vivian or Alex, will give you a call just to have a chat and just see what's going on. Have a talk about what's been happening for you. So you can always message us on the online chat. Unfortunately, we do have to sleep. So if we can't catch you live, we'll always make sure we get in touch with you as well. So you can always book a time to schedule with us as well. There's some more on the site, guys. Have a look. How long? That's a bit. As I said, everyone's different. Everyone's completely different. You might take our recommendation. A recommended treatment time is 3 to 4 months. That's for one person, on quite a high infestation level. So a bundle one's a really good one to invest in. But Viv will go through our products and protocol tomorrow, so please jump on. It will be 11 a.m. our time. I think about 9 o'clock and 6 p.m. for you guys in the US, and California, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Don't quote me, sorry. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Jump on and do the quiz. You can always contact us. You can even contact me at care@ungexes.com is my email as well. So thanks, guys. Stay tuned tomorrow for our live, and jump on and do the quiz. You might be surprised. Dun, dun, dun.